Fall brown patch, it's a disease that affects several different types of warm season turf grasses. However, though, it's most prominent in St. Augustine and zoysia turf grasses. I would say St. Augustine is where we find it, I would say maybe 90–80% of the time. And then zoysia, I would say we find it pretty high up there as well. The time of year that we deal with fall brown patch is between the months of mid-September, and it could go as far as November, mid-November, just depending on when we get our first frost or freeze. A year like this, where we're sitting here October 30th today, we're finally getting a cold front, but we've been up in the mid 80s, even the low 90s until this point. So brown patch hasn't really kind of shown its signs or reared up yet. But now that the temperatures are dropping and we're getting a little bit of rain this weekend, it's going to definitely become a issue. And the reason why is because brown patch is brought on by rapid temperature changes. It's a disease that lives in the lawn, but when you get rapid temperature changes, it makes it flare up. Typically that's in the fall when it's going from really hot, maybe lower humidity, and then you get cold fronts that bring in maybe a little bit higher humidity, rainfall. That just fuels the fire to that disease to go ahead and take hold in your lawn. We recommend to get fungicide control treatments prior to that temperature change or right around it. So that way that fungicide can be in the grass, so when that pathogen starts to flare up, that fungicide can fight it or mitigate it. However, though, if you end up missing that time window and you end up getting that fungicide in your lawn, we can still help relieve that, or you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a fungicide and do it more in a curative stance. Like I said, though, I would recommend to fight it proactive instead of reactive, because when you go on it on a curative stance, you're gonna have to do multiple applications to mitigate it. And then you could as well maybe have some areas of the lawn next spring that aren't gonna come out as of dormancy as well, or could even completely died off and you might have to resod. I'm standing on a lawn right now that has some pretty defined brown patch damage. We can start right here kind of in the middle, and I can see that the St. Augustine, it's healthy, but now I get right here and it's discolored, it's kind of yellowed, and I can even see the distinct patterns or circular formations that this disease causes. So if I'm a route manager, homeowner, if I see this in the lawn, I know the time of the year, so I know this is gonna be something I need to be looking out for. The first thing I'm gonna do is, if I can reach down here and I can grab one of these yellow leaf blades, and without hardly pulling on it at all, if it pulls right up and I get some like kind of discoloration, maybe even a little bit of rot look on the grass, I know that's a telltale sign that it's brown patch, and I need to go ahead and get a curative applied. Like this is a good representation of it right here, where you start getting black right there on the lower part of the leaf blade. It pulled off without any tension. We could walk to the rest of the areas of the lawn and see that even over here, we get even more of a distinct pattern of this brown patch. And it even has some rust color too, because in the beginning stages of it, it will kind of turn like an orangish rust color. Again, we're just coming over here, pulling on that leaf blade, it pulls right up, right? So I know this disease is active in this lawn, so we need to get a curative on it. Here at Weedex, this is one of our customers. We've already applied the curatives on it. That'll stop the disease when it's actively feeding on your lawn from doing any more damage, and hopefully can help us get this yard, we're coming out of dormancy next spring, we're not in a slower transition with these areas than the rest of the lawn. My advice to a DIYer or a person that has a lawn care company, or if you're using us, would be to make sure you're on that regimen of fungicide in the fall and in the spring to stop these type of diseases, mitigate them. One thing that we always do is, if you get the disease in the lawn, we'll always come back out and spot treat it for free. Other things that you can do culturally: back off on your watering, make sure you're not watering overnight during this time of year, and mowing can spread the disease. So if you have a mowing company that's out there mowing 25 lawns aside from yours every day, and they're not disinfecting or washing their mower blades, they're bringing it from lawn to lawn. There's not a lot you can really do about that, so that typically you're gonna have to fight it with fungicides or start mowing your lawn yourself. Give us a call at Weedex Lawn Care. We can help you out with this. It's something that it's gonna have to be a regimen in your lawn care program every year.